Our final storyteller tonight is a familiar face in Bloomington Normal and an even more familiar voice. Todd Wineburner has been a presence on local radio for the last several years. He's also an actor who has appeared at Heartland Theater and at Community Players. He's been involved several times in the annual historical walk through Evergreen Cemetery. If you haven't been to that, go to that. It's great. Unlike a lot of people, Todd has no fear of public speaking, which isn't always good news for the public. And he's happy to be part of events like Next to Normal. Please welcome Todd Wineburner.
I would like to try to get this thing to work. I did not know it was Tall Person Night at Story Slam. I am not in that group. But anyway, I am going to break some rules here tonight because I know the theme is It Happened One Night. Well, I want to talk a little bit about some of my adventures in Las Vegas, and all the nights that I spent were pretty much the same. So I cobbled some of them together. So grant me that artistic license to Frankenstein some stories together into one sort of continuous anecdote. And I want to talk about Las Vegas because it always struck me, we all know that several years ago Las Vegas fell on hard times. They did not have the tourist dollars that they needed, so they came up with an absolutely stellar ad campaign, and we all remember, we all know the slogan, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Absolutely, it was genius. And when they sold this to all of us, the American public, it was always a guy like this. He's on the dance floor. He's smiling a little too broad. He's having a little too much fun because they wanted everybody to believe Las Vegas is all about debauchery. Las Vegas is about grown-ups having fun. I want you to remember this image because it comes back in the story. This is what I call Vegas cool. This is the guy. Now, I've had the opportunity to go to Las Vegas several times, and not because I'm any kind of world traveler. Back in the 1980s, I was in the Air Force, and I was stationed in California, so getting a bunch of people together, running up to Vegas, it was only about 3 hours away. It was not a big deal. I don't want anybody to think that I was some kind of jumping on a jet plane and flying off to Monaco when I got bored with Vegas. But anyway, the situation was such that I had some disposable income in those days. And I gotta be honest, disposable income to me today goes in a category with unicorns and dragons. We can talk about it, but we have to admit it doesn't really exist. You know? So that was the deal. But back in those days, I had a couple of bucks burning a hole in my pocket, so we would go to Vegas. My first trip, a disaster, because I was a small town boy. I was overwhelmed. The bright lights, the big city, the pings and pongs and things, and I mean, it just scared me to death, but I was intrigued. So I decided I will go back to Las Vegas. So when I got the chance, I went back to Vegas, and during this trip, some idiot introduced me to roulette. Oh my goodness. I was just a young guy. I was kind of naive. That table is so beautiful. Big hardwood expanse, and then you got that beautiful felt. It's everywhere, and everybody at the roulette table gets their own colors chips. So it's just this fantastic spectrum of color. I mean, I'm in an art gallery, and it doesn't compare, just chips everywhere. And then, of course, at the end of the table, the wheel itself, the siren song, the flickering lights, the beautiful chrome, and oh my God, it's roulette, you know. And so the croupier takes the little white ball and turns it into a science fair project because they start that ball and it rolls around the rim, and you've got the black and the red and the little green flecks, and the thing is spinning and the lights are flickering and the ball spins around, go woo, 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 and finally it falls onto the wheel and it goes tick, 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 tick. Everybody is like leaning over trying to see the wheel. I got to tell you something. I played my first few rounds of roulette, and I was going like this. I was Vegas cool. Oh my goodness, a beautiful woman comes walking up to me and she says, "Sir, I would like to get you a drink." She worked there. Not like she just came out, but I said, "Yeah, get me a drink, I'm cool." She brings me my drink, I'm sitting there, and I'll tell you something. When I sat down at that roulette table that night, if somebody asked me my name, I just said, "Well, my name is Todd," you know. When I'm sitting there holding that drink, I would have said, "My name is Bond, James Bond." I was just that cool. And to make matters worse, to really peg the meter on my imagined cool, I actually hit one of the numbers dead on. I put my chip on the board and bam! It hit. They hand you a pile of chips. It's unbelievable. I was cool. I decided to go get some pigs in a blanket or something at the buffet. I said, I am Vegas. As I'm walking away, something strange happened. I had an encounter with an entity, a living spirit of Las Vegas. I call it the true spirit of Vegas because this voice whispered in my ear and said, "Hey, Todd, before you hit that all-you-can-eat shrimp buffet, maybe you should check your bankroll." And of course, I had not won enough money back in the jackpot to be even. I was still losing money. Oh, but I was cool. I said, "We are going to have to do this again." So I did. This time, next trip to Vegas, I decided to go with a buddy. And in the middle of the week, I don't know how it is now, I haven't been there for years, but the way it used to be, you could get hotel rooms on the Strip in the middle of the week for nothing. I mean, $10 a night. So we stayed on the Strip, and I was trying to protect myself. I was trying to distance myself from being Vegas cool, you know? So I'm downstairs, I'm in the casino, I'm playing, I win some small jackpot, and one of the floor walkers comes up to me and says, "Sir, you having fun?" I said, "Well, yes I am." And he says, "Are you a guest of the hotel?" Oh, Vegas cool. I said, "Yes. Yes, I am, as a matter of fact." I think he gave me a free deck of cards with a hole punch through it. That is just him recognizing my cool, you know. So that went on that day. The true spirit of Vegas did not interfere with me that day. Later that night, me and my buddy, we're dancing our way across the Strip, and we decided to go to Caesars. Now, if we had not been cool, we would have called it Caesars Palace Hotel and Casino, but not us. We're cool. Headed for Caesars. So this friend of mine, his idea of Vegas cool, he wanted to be the king of blackjack. He wanted to be the king of the card counters. So we went to the blackjack pit at Caesar's Palace, and it's like 9 miles long. We were absolutely flabbergasted. But all the people are crowded around the $1 tables, the $5 tables, the $10 tables, and of course they are, because those are the games you can actually afford to play. But my buddy, he didn't think that would be cool. So we went dancing down the walkway, and we noticed a guy at the far end of the pit. He is sitting there. It's just him and the dealer, and he is far away from everybody. And we said, "What, does this guy smell bad? What? He can't be as cool as us, because we're hip, we're cool." We go walking down there because it was on our way out anyway, and we get close to his table, and there's a little placard there, and the little placard says, "Minimum bet, $1,000. So me and my buddy look, and this guy is sitting there with 1 stack of 5 chips on the circle and 6 stacks of 5 chips as his bankroll. $35,000, at least. And he's playing blackjack with it. My buddy and I looked at each other and we realized this was more money than we were going to make in 2 years. We were Air Force peons, you know. It was sobering. And I don't know if my buddy saw it, but the true spirit of Vegas was right there on my shoulder again saying, "You are not cool. You're just not." So I said, you know, I have to accept the reality of this. I have to accept that this guy's just got me outgunned. He's a high roller, so we slowly made our way out of Caesar's Palace Hotel and Casino because we were no longer Vegas cool. But it didn't last. I could have learned my lesson. We walk out the door, and this is, I swear to heaven, this happened one night. We walk out the door of Caesar's Palace, and there's this group of young people coming toward us. 3 of them perfectly respectable looking young people. The fourth guy is wearing some kind of ridiculous gold suit. And he's loud, and he's got long, stringy blonde hair, and he's wearing sunglasses at night. We said, what is the deal with this guy attracting so much attention to himself? It was David Lee Roth. Sounds like you recognize the name. Lead singer for Van Halen, which in the mid-'80s was one of the biggest bands going. And so, of course, we stopped and asked for an autograph. No, we didn't. We were cool. Hanging in Vegas with Diamond Dave, yeah. So he got me again. My last trip to Las Vegas, the last time I had an encounter with the true spirit of Vegas. I'm standing there shooting craps, because when you're Vegas cool, you do not play dice. You do not roll the dice, you shoot craps. So I'm standing there at the table, I've got my free drink, I've got my chips, everything is all laid out, and there's a disturbance. What can only be described as an entourage comes walking into the casino. At the heart of the entourage is an old guy. And I know, as I stand here in front of you, I am not a kid, but I mean, this guy was the before picture for some kind of a Fountain of Youth spa, you know. This guy was old, and so he comes in, and he's got a couple of guys working for him. You could tell they were employees because they're kind of clearing the path and making sure people don't get too close and all this kind of stuff. But the real centerpiece, what was really causing the disturbance, was the fact that this old man is walking into the casino with a woman who is about 9 feet tall. She is wearing a gold lame jumpsuit and pulling it off. That's how striking this woman was. She looked incredible. If I had to guess about her heritage, I would say Pacific Island, so you can get an image of what this woman might have looked like, and she was just stunning. And so the entourage comes to the table where I'm playing. Oh wait, Vegas cool, you say, they came to my table. So anyway, the old guy, very nice, he was just trying to have some fun. He's standing there, he's playing, he's rolling the dice, and you know, in a craps game, there are some times when the rolls of the dice don't really affect your bets. So we hit kind of a lull. So I'm standing there, I'm Vegas cool, I'm sipping my free drink, and my eyes happen to catch the eyes of this beautiful woman. And I know I sent her a message. I was Vegas cool. And I just stood there, just dancing, and I said, "You are stunning." This is what my eyes were saying to this woman. And her eyes spoke to me. I was Vegas cool. I will never forget what she said. I can't repeat what she said, but I got the message. And I got another visit from the true spirit of Vegas, and it said, "What did you think she was going to say, Romeo?" So I never got the chance to go back to Vegas after that. I got transferred. I wasn't so close to Sin City. So all I have left are my memories. And what I do now, when I want to feel cool, is I come to events like this. So right now, here's what I'm feeling. I had the free drinks earlier, so it works out. Hey, I want everybody to have a great weekend, and all I've got left to say is, be cool.